Believe me or not, if I'm sad, use smartphone during the class can make the student that with in studying can become to be the outstanding student. My name is Huy Vatana. I'm represent of the pros team with my teammate Nora. And the topic that we discussing today is the smartphone should use during the class. First of all, I would like to talk about what is smartphone. Smartphone is the technology tool that can help to solve the problem to the people in the daily life. It can make the people alert the news information and also can help growing the economics and the advancement. So why is important and why is significant for the student for studying during the class? Of course, student can learning and or searching or research a new information during the class by using a smartphone is easily. And also it's not important for the student, but it's also important for the teachers too. Teacher also can use the smartphone to rank the list, to teaching, to send a photo to the student, write the lesson.
Yes, what I agree with that you said smartphone can allow to use in class, but you can see as we are a student, we shouldn't use the smartphone in class because it can distraction from learning, like the student can divert their emotions, their attentions from social media or playing game or send some email to somebody that can make the sound noise like notification or ringtones that have a sound noise in the class.
Mitona, I don't agree with that. All of the person who has the main purpose, of course they don't use any app. They use phone during the class. They just check the lesson. So it can make noise and annoy for everyone in the class. And they can use smartphone in the class. It can be the teacher allows them to use smartphone in class. If the teacher don't allow the student use smartphone in class, of course the students don't use smartphone in class.
And also, if the lesson that is a watching video or something, I know it's like a sound, but we can use the AirPod to listen it. It's not break the rule, but it can easy for the student learning and don't make noise to everyone.
I agree that you said when you use phone in the class, you should use. Now that in school, students cannot use phone. It means you don't obey the school rule.
This generation is very modern, so all of the school they need the AI or technology to study. So do like this, it can make their studying is better, and it can encourage their studying is better.
I want to ask you a question. If you have an exam, do you use your smartphone to research or look up to the answer and copy in your paper when if your teacher don't allow to use the smartphone in class?
Mitona, exam, of course exam we do by ourselves. We don't check for everything. Of course we doesn't need to check on mobile phone. We can write the lesson or write the examination and do it by ourselves. And at that time, the teacher don't allow us to use phone during exam. We can do it by ourselves. And
you can see most of the students in nowadays they are always copying or researching the answer from AI and on the Google to do for the exam. So I feel it is not it is not safety for the student to learning.
You know, Mithuna, the copying on the AI or ChatGPT is not, it isn't useless. But you know, if you copy in and reading about the what you're researching, it can make you know about the more idea, the more opinion, and the more information and new vocabulary.
You said you use smartphone to research in the ChatGPT. It means you can know about something new, and why it means that you copy in the ChatGPT. It means you plagiarism on it. Why don't you think by yourself?
It's not mean that I don't create by myself, but when I start to use this as ChatGPT, it can make me newer information, and I can make more than I know and creative by myself. It's also I can add more my creative and my opinion to the topic with my ChatGPT, and then combine it together and make it to the great topics.
But I feel it is so unfair for the student they didn't have smartphone to research it, and because they didn't have the smartphone to research it, and
Mithuna, nowadays in our society, I see mostly of the people, mostly of the students, they are all have the smartphone. It's not problem for them.
Why don't you think to another poor people? They don't have money to buy smartphone. So you think using smartphone in class is usually for students or not?
It's not more for them. If they don't have the smartphone, they can do it by themselves. And if someone has smartphone, they can do it with smartphone. It's not fair. If the poor people they don't have the smartphone, and their friend has smartphone, they can borrow their friend to research it. It's okay.
And if they are at home, they want to research about the lesson or something about the lesson. How can they do if they don't have the smartphone?
Mithuna, if that at home they don't have the smartphone, they can keep it to ask the teacher when they come to school. They ask the teacher, ask their friend to explain them more.
So students can keep it to class to ask their friend how if this is a homework, teacher need students to do at home, and once they go to ask friend, it means they copy from their friend.
I didn't say they copy from their friend. I say they ask their friend to explain to them to do the homework. If they have main purpose, they want to do it by own self. Of course, they don't copy from their friend.
Also, their friends copy from the mobile phone, and if the students
Also, the teacher can use the smartphone too. Example, teacher can make a record video or record the lesson today and send it to the group. That can easy for students to look when they are didn't write about the lesson.
It is just for the teacher, and the student shouldn't use the smartphone in class because it is not good for themselves.
Remember that students that have their main purpose, that have their goal, they use the smartphone in the best way. They don't use the smartphone in the wrong way and make it to be the successful man.
And if they use to play game in the class or chatting with someone, I think it is not good for them too.
We can play game. Of course, we can play game when we break time. We should not play game when during the teacher are explaining. If they play game during the teacher are explaining, it's wrong. They wrong because they don't listen to the teacher. Of course, they won't understand the lesson.
If they want to studying, if the parents want their children to make a successful in studying, they can strict their children's phones with a password or something else.
I see mostly of the person who play game in the class and during the teacher is explaining. The mostly of them are all the students who don't have high education or have the knowledge. they can be the rude student or the bad student.
I want to talk about my point. That my point is talk about the privacy concern that the student can, students might take a photo or video of other without consent, leading to privacy violation and possible misuse online.
But Mitona, I agree with that. But the student, they have high education. Of course, they will respect to another student in the class. And if they want to use in the right way, we can use the smartphone to record the video of the teacher explaining. And then when they write home, they can open the video, watch it again to do homework.
I want to add more. You can tell to the teacher about what your classmate doing to you by screenshot your privacy or something. You can tell the teacher will have you solve this problem, and the student that screenshot your privacy never do it again.